So, hi Kirstie.
Hi, Indulge.
So tell us all about the exhibit. Where can we begin? Tell us about all the good deeds that we all need to know as we explore this particular exhibit.
So this is the red dress,
Yeah.
which began in 2009,
Yeah.
and it was completed last year. So the whole project took 14 years to create,
Yeah.
and it involves the voices and stitches of 380 different
Hmm.
embroiderers from 51 countries
Right.
around the world. So 367 women and girls,
Hmm.
11 men and boys, and 2 non-binary individuals. So it's been an absolute roller coaster.
Hmm.
It's been an adventure. The dress has grown and gathered momentum over the years. I've collaborated with many different individuals, groups from around the world. Probably about 60% are vulnerable women living as refugees or survivors of war, living in extreme poverty.
Yeah.
And for those women, the dress has become like a platform
Hmm.
for their voices to be shared and heard.
So, could you tell us a little bit about the embroideries that have gone on, right from the beginning to the most recent ones? If you could point out some interesting ones.
Yeah, so the very first pieces are on the shoulders of the dress, like
Right.
the strongest part. You can't see them so well from here,
Right.
but at the top,
Yeah.
are created by refugees from Palestine living being supported in a camp in Lebanon.
Right.
So their work is in cross stitch, and it's very specific motifs that tell a story.
Right.
Very poignant.
Yeah.
Moving down the dress, we have UK around the bodice,
Okay.
collar. Moving down to Afghanistan,
Okay.
which is written in Farsi. Even when I'm alone and in darkness, I still
Correct.
have hope.
Right.
Either side of that, we have the pieces from Connecticut,
Okay.
which were collected when I was travelling here a few years ahead of starting the red dress by
Right.
Ambani women who I connected with
Hmm.
to try and learn embroidery.
Right.
So
Okay.
it really honours the seeds of the dress's creation.
Yeah.
Moving down, we have USA at the top here, underneath Rwanda, which depicts the horrors of war and the women's healing.
Right.
We have a serene bird from Russia,
Yeah.
which brings good luck and good fortune to the dress.
Okay.
And at the bottom here, we have South Africa, which is childhood memories from a lady called Noyan.
And tell us about this the color red. What kind of significance does it have? In all these years, and has that significance grown over the years? Sort of helped us, help whoever's been involved in the embroidery. Bring a sort of central theme, central connection to it.
Yes. So first of all, it has impact and it demands attention because I knew that the stories on the dress were very important and I really wanted people to take notice of the dress. So I wanted that, like, stop.
Right.
Look. But also, it's got very emotional connotations to do with love, passion, and anger, and hate, and rage, and blood, and all this primal power. And I felt that it was a really good colour to articulate the voice of the feminine
Right.
around the world. And I'm very happy with the choice.
Right.
It's been very practical as well because
Yeah.
the dress has travelled so much.
Yeah.
If it was white or cream, it would have been a nightmare.
Right.
But yeah, it's really to grab the attention.
Right.
But also, it's so connected, isn't it, to the silk trade?
Of course.
And in India and various other countries where it's very auspicious. And it's got histories in so many different cultures of power and relevance.
Right. So the dress has gone all around the world, right? And it's come back to sort of where it started in Hampi. So what is the presence of this piece of art in Hampi? What does it mean for you as an integral, as the artist associated with this, and to the sort of art background of Hampi as well?
For me, it's this extremely poignant circle of completion, and it's like the opportunity to honour the seeds of the dress's creation. One of the main themes of the red dress was my time spent in India, 2 years or so before the red dress's creation, where I sat shoulder to shoulder with Lambani women trying to learn embroidery.
Right.
And I could very rarely communicate in words with women, but it didn't matter because we had this shared act of stitching and embroidery.
Right.
That was my first experience of the healing potential, but also the connective potential of embroidery.
Right.
So yeah, to come back now is like a dream. When I got the email from Mira
Right.
from the Art Labs, I was like, perfect.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about you as a designer. As I would want to know your personal journey, associated with this piece of art. Uh, what are some things that you have learned about your field of work? At the same time, about basic human elements as to what goes in when you create a piece of art, and how do you associate it with your journey? Maybe link it.
So it's been an incredible journey, and I feel like the dress and I have interwoven so many times. We both grown together and apart, and we've both helped each other grow. I've had to learn so many skills to be able to carry out the work, skills that I sometimes struggle with, admin stuff, accounting.
Okay.
It's made me a stronger, wiser person as a result, and of course, connecting with so many different cultures, so many vulnerable communities, has had a huge impact on me.
Right.
And I'll always be forever kind of shaped by the experience of this project, and it will continue for many, many, many years to come.
And I've just been told that the dress is going to is going to receive a Guinness Book of World Record title.
Yes.
So how do you feel about that? And what's your reaction to that?
It's brilliant. It was a fantastic email to receive.
Yeah.
We worked out there were so many different elements of the project that
Right.
we could feature, whether it's the number of countries involved in one garment, the number of participants involved in creating a garment, how long it's taken as well. 14 years is a long time to create a garment. So yeah, I'm absolutely thrilled. So to be in Hampi Art Labs itself is an absolute dream, whether it's the gallery space, which is just so incredible for the dress, the space we have and the architecture, but also the general, the buildings, and I'm staying here as well. So yeah, it's fantastic to also be presented alongside such incredible work. Beautiful, beautiful work, a lot of them really acknowledging the rich textile tradition here in India, and women's journeys generally. So no, it's like the perfect place for the red dress to be.
So when you look back at these sort of 14 years, and when you look back at the dress, what's the first sort of thought that comes to your head?
Gratitude.
Okay, that's good.
Gratitude
Right.
for the journey that we've had, for all the people that have helped to get to where we are. Of course, to all the embroiderers, without their voices, the dress wouldn't be what it is today. But also it's to the hundreds and thousands of people that have all just helped support the project, whether it's journalists, gallery curators, people helping with crowdfunders, raising money, because it's been an ongoing challenge to keep the project going. So there's thousands of people out there around the world from all different countries who have all played a part in this. So the gratitude is immense. And the privilege that I feel for being able to do this work.
Right. And one last question before we let you go. Where is this particular piece of art? How do you see it growing into the future? Are there more people who are going to adorn it? Are there going to be more people who are going to, just bring out more meaning to it by just adding more to it? What's the future for this?
So the red dress is completely finished.
Yeah.
I'm now in a stage of documenting and preserving it
Okay.
through a book, film, and digital archive.
Right.
With the completion of the dress, there's now the beginning of the Calico Dress Initiative, which
Okay.
is a simplified version of the red dress,
Okay.
offered to venues or groups around the world so they can start their own collaborative journey, their own dress. So there's currently 8 in production, and Hampi Art Labs are beginning their own one, so they're number 6.
Right.
And actually we launched it 2 days ago
Oh,
with
okay.
the women of Bunkai, we the
Oh.
community, just up the road.
Right.
So India will now have their own collaborative garment to work on over the next few years. And every 5 years or so, my plan is to do an exhibition with the red dress and then all the collaborative garments and calico dresses from around the world,
Right.
around the outside. So almost like the completion of the red dress is now the ripples of that can
Right.
create collaborative projects all over the world.
So great to hear the story of it from you. Thank you so much for joining us at Indulge, and we look forward to your future endeavors as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you.